Blog Talk Radio.
Like sand through the hourglass. Mary.
Welcome to Take Two Radio. We are pleased to bring you interviews with people in the entertainment and music industry, discussions and recaps of the 4 remaining daytime soaps. That's The Bold and the Beautiful, The Young and the Restless, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives, as well as various other shows. For upcoming and previous shows, check take2radio.com. That's with the number 2. And you can find us on Blog Talk Radio, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and other streaming apps. Follow us on social media at Take2 Radio, and thanks for listening.
Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm David with Take2 Radio Soaps in Review, filling in for Pam, who is on a family emergency. And with me tonight, we have Carolyn.
Hello, hello.
We have Will.
Hola, amigos. Hey, everybody. It's Party Will in the house.
Hola.
And we have my gal, Candice.
Hi.
And we're here to give you the full...
Yeah.
We're here to give you the lowdown
you, Caroline.
on the full... I know. Give you the lowdown on the 4 soaps. The best we can. And Santa brought us Carolyn back.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm so happy. Oh, my God. First of all, I got to say something really quick before we start. This is so big for me. I want to thank each and every one of you because you guys have put so much blessings into my life, welcoming me with open arms to this wonderful group that you all have created with this podcast. It's amazing. And number 2 is I'm so big to announce, I don't know if you guys remember, but as you know, besides being a podcaster, I also am a writer. So in October, I got to publish my first LGBT paranormal romance book, and it's already out on Amazon. It's called Something Wicked, Press Heights Book 1, W. Garza. I hope you guys check it out. Let me know what you think of it, okay?
Spell it.
All right.
Hello?
What are we talking about tonight?
I'm
excited.
No, spell it out. The link.
Oh, the link. Okay, I'll send it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
And
yeah,
if you guys
tweet it
want
out.
a personal copy, just let me know and I'll send you to your email.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
So what are we talking about today?
We are going to start off with Days for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. What's new, Candice?
Oh, what's new in Salem? Okay, so
All right.
the big
Candice,
news.
what's going on in Salem? Is
Yeah.
Sierra back or is it just a dream?
Okay, so I think the first thing that we need to address is the fact that Days of Our Lives got big publicity this past week when I call her my aunt in my head, that Jack K. Harry, who you guys know from 227, Sister, and other shows and movies. She is going to join Days of Our Lives in early of next year. Now, for those who are saying, what, this has actually been in the making since January of this year. If you go back on Twitter, I retweeted it because I was actually a part of this, one of the tweets, is that Jack K has started out saying how Suzanne Rogers looks like Bonnie Ray, okay? How come nobody's really put that 2 and 2 together, right? So then somebody said, you should go into Salem, like you should be a part of Days of Our Lives. And she was like, she would love to be a part of Days of Our Lives because she watches the show. Keep in mind, too, that Kate, before 227, she was on Another World, which was on NBC. You see NBC theme here? Okay. Yeah. So Ron Carvati, he said, that would be interesting. So, again, go back if you want to go on Twitter and everything, because I know everybody does. and look it up. It really did start in January. And then all of a sudden, she made the announcement on the Today Show that she was going to play this fabulous character. Wait a minute, let me do it right. Let me do it justice. Fabulous character that's come to Salem. So far we know that she is, as more information came out, she is going to know Abe. And I think it's a whole family that's coming. So this is a brand new character, folks. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I got some news for you guys for dates. I don't know if you heard about this, but there's some major shakeups going on in daytime. I guess now that February, November sweeps is out of the way, they're pushing forward for January. So this is going to be like a Super Bowl kind of feel. But I'm happy to announce that I found out today that on Days of Our Lives they're going to be looking for 3 more people to join the cast. Woohoo! I can't say who they are yet because I promised I wouldn't say nothing, but I can tease you. They'll be in by the end of December, close to the early January, so pay close attention to all the storylines because something major happens that's going to shake up all of Salem.
And it's going to also be interesting, too, because California now has the stay-at-home orders. Yeah. But they're still going to. So the California Film and Commission, Television and Film Commission. If you remember right. You guys remember that television and movies are essential, meaning they're essential workers. Meaning, if everything is followed by the guidelines, if they continue to follow the guidelines, they should be okay. If not, I'm not even going to say the other part because I think we went through it this year. We went through it this year. It was
we don't want to go through it again.
It was great. Yeah, it was kind of great seeing classic episodes. Days was the only one that was continuing. I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, I got a hot topic for all of y'all, real quick. It's involving Days. What are we feeling about Gwen? Now that we know a little bit about her little situation where she had Abby purposely bring out a letter that was saying that Jack slept with Kate. Now, what happens after that?
Well, let me give you a little tidbit. A little tidbit I saw in previews, if anyone saw it. When Anna and Tony come, Anna knows a little more about her than anybody else. So when Anna comes...
Yeah, I heard about the Anna connection, but my question to you guys is, as far as Gwen goes, does she want Chad, or is she just going after Abby because she hates her, or is there something more to it?
There's more.
Well, let's ask our Days of Our Lives expert, who's on the phone, who has been so missed by all of the fans who contacted us at Take Two Radio. They was like, "Where is our girl at? Like, we need to know. Where is she? Did she get sucked up in the vortex? Like, what's going on?" So Queen.
Yeah.
So real quick, before we get to Days, real quick, how are you feeling though? How are you feeling?
Oh my God, yeah, I'm much better. Not 100%, but a lot better than I was. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
And lots of exciting things for you, Candice. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you. You look fantastic.
And it's crazy. I've been with you guys for 3 years. I've been with you for 3 years.
Yep. Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Yes.
3 years.
Well,
so, okay. So enough about.
It's been a blast.
It's been blessed. It definitely has. Likewise. Okay, so you tell us what's going on in Salem. How do you feel about everything? We need to know. I'm going to get my popcorn because this is good.
Okay. I'm going to tell you real quick. I don't mean to cut nobody out, but I got to say this.
No, that's okay.
I'm loving that Jake and Kate have connected. I love them as a couple, even if they don't have to stay together forever. But I love that they have this chemistry right now. They're friends. And even though they're sleeping together, it's cute because Gwen's jealous, so she's after Chad, which is fine. But, okay, I'm going to bring this out, okay? This is just me because, we talk real here. Let's get real. Okay. Yeah. I love I love Katie McLean playing the role of Jennifer Rose. But I'm not going to say that I'm not disappointed that Missy is not back. Missy, we miss you. We love you. But you know what? Let's get real. Every time Katie McLean takes on daytime, she can take on any role as a recast and shake it up as her own. Look what she did as Rosanna on As the World Turns. Can I get a heads up?
Heads up.
No, she's good. She's good. But whenever they replace a long timer like Jennifer, it's gonna It's gonna be hard.
The way I saw it is people were getting mad. People were getting mad because she was playing Jennifer, and they don't understand. It was the actress's choice to not return because of what's going on with COVID. Which, of course, anybody of us would do the same thing. We're looking out for our family first.
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
I think the thing is that not a lot of people knew what was going on behind closed doors. They probably put, and I'm just going to say this, they probably put two and two together because of something else that Missy had did, and they thought, we got some background noise. They thought that something else had happened, like her being let go, not knowing what was going on with Missy, that it was her decision because of what's going on in the world. She just welcomed 2 new grandbabies, and she didn't want to travel back and forth from Tennessee to Cali, especially with the conditions, and that's understandable. I mean, look, we all are doing our part to make sure that this corona goes by next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So, Katie is doing an amazing job given the circumstances. Not taking that away from her, but it is awkward when you do have a fan favorite who's been on the show for over 20-some plus years, and then you blink and it's Katie McLean. Now, you said about Rosanna, here's the thing. I loved her as Rosanna, but a lot of people don't even remember. Like, that's what I always say. You can tell. Yeah, you can tell when the show fans started watching the shows because I remember the other Rosanna. I remember
Yvonne.
Yeah,
Yvonne Perry.
Yeah,
I love Yvonne Perry. She's great.
Yeah. So when you say that's like Dixie. I mean, there was technically 2 Dixies. We don't want to talk about it right now. We'll talk about it another time. Back to Gwen. Gwen let out today that she really loves she loves Jake. So my feeling is that she really doesn't want Chad. She's just using that to get back at Abby. What are your feelings?
Yeah. For some reason, I still can't place why it's there. I don't know if it's aimed at Jack.
Yeah, they're all asking the same question. Any feedback, Candice or Willy, on why she hates Abby? What's the scoop there?
I heard 3 things. I've heard 3 things. Predictable.
There's lots of
a lot of background noise.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's coming from. Okay, much better.
It's all right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the predictable conclusion is that she's Jack's daughter, but we don't know who the mother is, and that she's jealous. She may be jealous. Another thing I
heard a little bit of tidbit. I don't know if you want me to tell you, but according to a little rumor I heard, is the woman that is connected to Gabby. I mean, not Gabby. Sorry, too many characters. The woman that's connected to Gwen is very close to people in Salem, and when they find out how she's connected to Gwen, Salem will be forever changed. It won't be the same again.
I just want her to be Peter Blake's child and call it a day. Thank you. and I know this is going to be so far fetched, but I would like for Peter Blake to be played by William DeRoss. There you go, folks.
I would too.
Oh, that'd be cool. I love it.
Yeah.
I stand by that casting.
The other tidbit I have for you guys is, as you know, Gabby's back. She is upset about what happened with Kate and Jake, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
which I don't understand.
Don't cry for Argentina for her, because as I told you last time we were on the podcast, Gabby returns with the big secret. Her secret is yet to be revealed. I think it's going to be revealed during January or February sweeps, but it's major. And I hear that Will Horton is connected, and so is Charlie.
Oh.
And so is Charlie.
The plot thickens. Okay, well, that's food for thought for sure. Yeah, there's got to be a connection somewhere with Charlie.
Okay, if you pay attention, there was some clues I kind of hinted a while back, so not to reveal too much. But pay attention to Charlie. He plays this guy that's kind of shy, kind of quiet. But if you really look close, pay attention to his laptop. There was a clue there. Okay, here's the clue. Charlie has files on everybody in Salem. Why is that? It's because he's working for somebody.
Somebody behind the scenes. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I love it that Kate's going after Gwen. Is she going to be the one that's going to turn it all upside down? Did everybody watch today?
I watched today.
No. I didn't watch today, but I heard all about it on Twitter. I heard it was really exciting.
Yeah. Kate, I think Kate's going to be the one, and she's Gwen's threatening her, and I said, oh.
Oh, my God. Are you guys ready to drop your jaw? According to what's being told in the internet media, as I hear, I mix rumors with truth and everything. But I hear that Kate looked at Maggie and goes, oh, my God, Maggie, what have you done?
No.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I got to give it up. To Ron. He is making these actors that we love. He's putting them back on front burner, and he's making daytime hot again, the way it used to be and the way it should be. You remember the rumor talk about, Ron's going to leave because the stories weren't picking up. The ratings were going good. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But let's put it real. If I had a choice between Ron or JG or Frank, I'm going to choose Ron every time because I love the stories that he did on One Life to Live, GH, and now Days.
Yeah. No, it is.
I'm going to be really
fast-moving and interesting. It's ramping up for sure. It's making everybody think, what's happening here? Why is this? Why is that? No, it's good.
I will say the factor that Days is now on a real schedule instead of taping 8 months in advance, that's definitely helping right now. I will also say that it's interesting because you do have a couple of open storylines where you don't know what's going to happen, and yes, you do have to follow certain clues to put two and two together because you're right. If you've been a fan of Ron's, and this is what I've always said, if you've been a fan of Ron since One Life to Live, take One Life to Live out because that was his original story. With General Hospital and Days, there are certain patterns that he's doing that is good, but we know how some of them ended up. If you watch General Hospital,
it's predictable.
Candice, don't forget when Ron took over, he kind of was doing like a presidential thing there. He had to deal with so much chaos when he first came on, and it was I give him credit. Remember, it was Ron that decided to bring back Robin when everybody said, "Oh, let Robin stay dead or recast her." What did Ron do? No, he brought Robin back and made her front burner again.
Well, so I'm just going to say this right now. Ron is the Mr. Fix-It when your show is a little broken. And, when One Life to Live was unfairly canceled, I'm going to say it just like that, ABC brought him and Frank on to General Hospital because General Hospital was sinking. They were sinking big time. And far as story, because you had lost the family sense of General Hospital. When Ron and Frank, and I'm pairing them up because they did do their thing. They brought back the nurses' ball. They did certain things. With Days of Our Lives, look, I'm not even gonna front. Most of you who follow me knows how I feel about this. Days of Our Lives is one of those soaps that has tried so many different things to fix themselves. And, the structure of Days has always been about family. It's been from day one. Days of Our Lives, went through the awkward 90s period, which was still great because that's where you had the Marlena Possession, the Buried Alive. You had, certain characters come back. Oh, we got feedback again.
Yep. Okay.
And with, they lost that. And, with Josh Griffin, him and Dina, Dina Higley did the unthinkable with, Will Horton dying, okay, with the strangler. That's what that killed people. And Bo Brady died. And that was for their anniversary episode, if you remember. If that's when they were celebrating. So they had hit their dark days. With Ron, when they said they were looking for a new head writer, a lot of people vouched for Ron. They was like, Ron would be a good fit for Days because he does bring a sense of purpose and family to the show, and he lives life. He's one of those writers that brings life into the show. Now, I'm going to say it. It could be a curse and it can be a blessing because some of the things that worked on another show for you will not work on the show that you're currently on. And I think, and this is just my opinion, there are certain storylines on that show currently that is a Days tradition, and there's some things that Ron is bringing over to make the show fresh. But again, if you've been watching Days for a long time, you're accustomed to a certain type of way that Days is run versus how Days is being run. So, some of the storylines currently, like I do like Gwen. I do want to know her backstory. I kept saying it was going to be Gwen, Abby, Chad, and Jake. And they didn't go that route, but they still have had it to be awkward because I feel as though Abby is not being Abby right now. Because my thing is that Abby, to me, is, and this is not because the actresses. It's just the way that I'm seeing it is that she's a little weak.
Right. It's a story. How it's being told.
Yeah, but to me, it's like Abby should be smarter a little bit because if we're going to tell the story that Gwen had a jealousy against Abby, we also got to remember that Abby thought Gabby, tried saying that 3 times, that Abby thought that Gabby was drugging her.
Yes.
But we, the viewers, know it's Gwen, so we have to have that backstory, and it has to be solid because you built it up. And like I said, if Peter Blake is her father and Jennifer is the mother, I would really be, instead of the whole this is Jack's kid, because I think everybody was like, well, who's the mother? I want to know if Jennifer's embryo got stolen and Peter Blake is the father. Now that's something you wouldn't see.
Here's my concern I was worried about. Okay, with Chad, he's pushing it with Abby, and you know what? In a way, I'm kind of waiting for it. He's pushing her, keeps saying, I don't know if he said it today, but I know it's coming up, and it's not a spoiler. It was mentioned on Soap Magazine or somewhere they said it. But anyway, he's going to throw it out, saying something like, why do you keep wanting to have sex with my brother, or why can't you just get away from him, or something like that. And the problem is, Chad's jealousy is going to be the best of him. Remember I hinted at a while back on the podcast? That's what's going on. If he's so jealous, he's going to push Abby towards Jake. That's why I see it. Not that they will connect. But I think that that's what's happening. His jealousy is so warped in his mind after what happened with Stefan. He doesn't know, fantasy from reality anymore. It's like Abby. She went to the mental institution. She got better. Chad never got that chance. He's been busy in Salem dealing with Demira, dealing with Gwen, dealing with anybody but himself. I think that's the problem, and it's not a bad thing. It just shows Chad needs to find a way for himself to get that inner growth. He needs to get back to that Demira son that he is. I think that's the problem. He's forgetting the Demira.
Chad has always been, Chad's thing is he's been the Demira with a heart. He's not like Tony. He's not like Andre. He's not like Kristen. He's
not
a
like
mixture
of. I love that. He's not like EJ.
Yes. Well, thank God for that. Sometimes you got to look at it that way too. the thing is that Chad really wears his heart on his sleeve. He actually is a mixture. He's his mother and he is his father, and he doesn't want to make the same mistakes. Now, the way the show has presented itself, first and foremost, okay, is I thought that Gwen and Jake was going to be schemers. They were scheming. They were going to be two schemers trying to scheme the demurrer out of money, considering that Jake is now a demurrer. But this is one of the stories that has been a slow build-up, and it's now time to execute it. And it has to be good, because if not, we're going to have an issue. Because you've already put Abby in the center of it, and having her expose Jack and Kate, which was interesting. That caused Jack and Jennifer's rift. Then you have Chad kind of second-guessing Abby and Jake. And Jake is like on another island, like, hey, hi. Like, my name Bernie brought in it.
And then the other thing, as Candice always said, talk real, or let's get real. Another thing we can get real about is the fact that with Gabby, or what's it, Gabby, she says,
hello?
You okay, Will?
Yeah.
Will?
Hello?
Yeah. Will drop.
Did the call drop? Did it?
Yeah.
Well, back to days about family scenarios. Ron always does a twist. I mean, he's got the scenario now, the Mama Kayla and Mama Ava and Joey and Trip. So you're going to have the Mama Bears go at it. Which I find, I'm finding that. Did you see Eva today going at Kayla? Oh, geez. Oh,
I just want to say that yesterday, Days of Our Lives wrote the best line for Ava. And
did you love it?
Did you see that? Yeah.
I loved when she said, it's kind of hard to come back from the dead. It's not a soap opera. Yeah. And I'm like, I looked at the TV because I felt like Ron was like right behind Tamara and smiling like, hi, I'm Ron Carvati. Like, dude, like, and that's Days' motto. It's like, it's really not hard. It's like, it's really not hard. Just get stabbed in the heart, because technically Ava was dead. She was dead.
Well,
then she got
a lot of the fans aren't liking Kayla, but I find this is another side to her. She's being real bitchy.
Let me just say, I'm Team Kayla in this situation, because to me, this is where, again, if you've been watching Days of Our Lives for a very long time, you know why Kayla is having a problem. First and foremost, she is a rape victim. Who raped her? None other than Jack. Okay?
Yeah.
And on the Johnson side of the family, I'm just going to be completely honest again, that is a trait. Because, again, if you look at the history, Jack's father, and which is Pat's, their father abused too. So it's, and I understand Steve's point of view where he's like, but he's my son. Of course, as a parent, you would put that parenting trust that your child has not done anything wrong, like rob a bank, shot somebody, or in this case, rape somebody. But Trip does have a past. And like Kayla, it's like, it's sort of like, okay, and I'm going to be real about this. This whole rape storyline is not my cup of tea because of certain things. Anybody, again, to me, I figured this was going to be the story to bump up Kayla, Steve, and Ava once Ava returned, because now you have the fact that you have, Allie, who is Kayla's niece. Make sure I got that right. And versus Steve and Ava's child. Again, didn't know about this child, Kayla, so to her, she's looking at it as like, okay, you're either team us versus team him. And this is hard for Steve. Like, Steve has to understand that it is really hard to it's not a win-win situation in this thing. No. Kayla has every, in her mind, and I'm like what she said, you guys can't live, because she feels uncomfortable. It's sort of, it's not her reliving it. It's just the purpose of, the situation. But then again, you can look at it from, again, I'll give Ron credit. You're looking at it from the female point of view, and then you're looking at it from the male point of view. And that always causes conflict.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's women. Let me see something. It's weird because, and everybody had told me that. They was like, Candice, is a different type of rape story because you're getting various sides. But to me, I still feel as though this wasn't needed on the show, because I feel as though they're setting it up to be, and this is just my opinion, a letdown.
Yeah.
Because we've taken away from what the story is to what I just now said. When they said this story was going to happen, I think I even said it. I said, oh, this is going to cause Kayla and Steve some angst. Especially when I heard Tamara was coming back.
The next thing is what's going to happen when Sammy comes back. She's due to come soon, right?
Okay. Yeah. Let me just say this right now. Somebody should have already told Sammy what happened.
Yeah.
This is why when people say why Sammy goes off, it's because of stuff like this. First and foremost, Lucas should have called Sammy ASAP and say, look, honey, this is what happened to our daughter. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Half the town already knows what happened to that girl, but her own mother.
Yeah.
Who was also a two-time rape victim and somebody who actually raped somebody herself. And, yes, I'm sticking to it because I know everybody's still been debating about it. But, yes, one, EJ did. Two, Sammy did rape Austin. Thank you.
No.
And that better be brought up. Okay, sorry.
Well, I can't wait till the end. And then they said something about Lucas. Is Lucas going to reveal something or come across something? Has anybody heard about that?
Well, here's the thing. So based off of what's been going on, like he revealed to Allie about Sammy being raped.
Right.
Okay. And saying you're just like your mother, da-da-da-da-da. That's why Allie had a gun. And I like to sing that right now. Allie had a gun. That's all we can say. That's all we can say because we don't got the rights. Pam will be sued, and I don't have enough to cover it. But
I want to know what's going to happen because that gun, Ava has the gun, and it's Kate, and there's something down the line that's going to happen, and then we'll have another who did it, who done it.
It's the typical days of our lives, end of the year, spectacular, who got shot, who will make it, who will survive. Stay tuned.
Yeah, and why hasn't Abe, he knows that the gun, Ava's got the gun. There's two, and I think Rafe now, they should be really tracking down Ava and, okay, we want that gun. Because there's Kate. Kate's going to be on the hook.
Kate is just doing so much right now, and I love the fact that Lauren is getting all this. But I'm like, girl, slow down.
Yeah. She's busy.
You shot Ben's dead. You shot somebody else. Now you're doing stuff with Jag. You're doing stuff with Jake. Slow down, honey. Slow down. It's okay. Slow down.
Did you see it? Did you see it today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved the scene with Gwen and Kate. They just the horns, the nails.
Those scenes are interesting. Those scenes are definitely interesting. I'm like, okay, it's again, it's Lauren. So I mean, it's just
it's Lauren.
And what was
Lauren? That's all.
Grandma, she called her Granny or something. Oh my God.
Yeah, like look, Grandma. Like.
Did we hit 30?
I
think we did.
Ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago.
Has Will come back?
All right. No,
Has Will come back?
Christmas.
No. Okay.
Probably around Christmas. Another couple weeks.
And Okay, and Candice, who's next? David, what are you discussing? Who's next?
General Hospital. And then I'm going to get ready to, So I'm just going to say it right now. General Hospital came back from Corona vacation when they was all shut down. I've said it so many times on the show. People think I'm a robot. People think that I've actually been switched out and that I'm not really Candice because I've been saying how good General Hospital has been, considering the last time people heard me and General Hospital getting a divorce. When I tell you this show.
Yeah, but you're a real cheerleader now.
Yes, she is.
I'm like, because they did something that I am so proud of. They actually sat down. Let me scream it from the rooftop. They actually took the time and actually crafted the show to make it watchable and to focus on what makes General Hospital General freaking Hospital. I mean, let me tell you, right now, they took the best of the 80s, okay? With the 80s, by that, I mean when they had Robert and Olivia, going to Puerto Rico, and they saw Ethan, and I still, to this day, will say, I love Luke Spencer, but Ethan is not your son, Luke, it's really Robert. We just haven't done the right DNA test yet. We saw Holly. Holly's alive. Hallelujah. And I love the fact that Emma Sam actually recorded her stuff at home because she was still recovering. Then you have the 90s. Let me tell you about the 90s, folks. The 90s was all about Ned and Alexis when they hooked up and slept together recently. Shh, don't tell nobody because it's a secret. Well, somebody found out. Then they talked about Sonny and Brenda. All right. One of the other things that made the 90s so great on General Hospital was the explosions. And sadly, we did have the explosion of the floating rib. Then you brought up the early 2000s. Then you have all of this, rotation of good, material with family. And just when I thought, General Hospital, you can't shock me anymore. You can't do anything. You can't. No, you didn't. Then they had
hit the 70s.
Wait a minute, no, before that, hold on, before that, they had the audacity. Let me get my foot together for this. When Jane freaking Elliott came back and they brought Thanksgiving to the hospital because Lulu is in a coma, y'all. Oh my God, I can't even talk about this right. And then you had all of these people who's coming out to show their support and love to Laura, okay, who has been through a lot in that town, okay? And here comes Tracy saying her part, and you have these two iconic characters hug. Yeah. You have Laura and Tracy, and you know the history, you know why that was a moment in front of everybody else. Now you can say this. Now they took the time to craft Laura's story and use the history. This is not a rewrite, folks, because some people's like, oh, this is a rewrite. No. When Laura first came, in the sense of a teenager, there was a character named David Hamilton, who she shot.
Right.
And, yes, she was pushed at birth. When I tell you, it's like this show, how can I explain it? It's like somebody said to General Hospital, to Frank Valentini and them, look, you get one shot. To quote a certain song, you get one shot. Do not lose your chance. Okay, I can't sing the rest because y'all already know what it is. But this show has delivered history, rotated the vets, gave us shocking things because we all knew, we knew that William Durrell was leaving, which was on his own. His contract was up. But the fact that Emmy Rowling, who was the shock person, that we was like, wait a minute, what? And no offense to the young actor who plays Dev and to Mark Lawson, but Lulu, she lapsed into a coma. That was a part of November Sweeps. So I want to give a shout out to General Hospital for truly making it November Sweeps. But now we was trying to figure this out. All of a sudden, they brought Michael E. Knight on the show. And this is something else, too, that General Hospital, you've actually gotten better with, even though there's been hit and misses, where you bring a popular actor like a Michael E. Knight or Rebecca Budding, and you have them as a character that has we don't know who they is from night and day. But then you start to build on their connections when look, General Hospital, you're doing so much right now. I applaud you. I will say this. I will see you at the Emmys. You may win. You may win the best drama because they're connecting it. Obviously, the big shocker was, that Cyrus and Martin Gray are brothers.
Yeah, that was the big shock.
But is Martin Gray and Laura related? Dun, dun, dun.
That's what we have to find out yet.
Right. Because they brought up Florence Gray, which, again, Dan and Chris, who are the head writers of the show, let me tell y'all something. Y'all did y'all homework. Y'all was on YouTube. Y'all was on Wikipedia. Y'all was on, I don't know where else y'all went at. But y'all really done y'all research, and I'm really proud of the fact that General Hospital there are certain parts that are still, it's a little wacky, but at least it's something to keep you entertained. Like Jason and Sam broke up. Yep. It finally happened. But is she going to stick to her guns? Get it? Stick to her guns. No. Okay. And really separate herself. Yeah. Well, I think, to me, I feel as though, and I sound like a broken record. First of all, I like Steve Burton, but y'all know how I felt about him coming back to General Hospital as Jason. I felt as though unless you're going to do character movement with Jason, to me, to me, you have Jason still stuck in the same predicament he's been in for a very long time, which is he chooses Sonny and Carly, who, yes, is his family, but in this situation, Jason has a family. He has kids. He has 2 boys. Because Scout's not his, for those who were wondering. Scout is not Jason's, it's Drew's. And I wish General Hospital you stop playing it like it is Jason's. But he actually has a family of his own. He has 2 boys. He has, a family. He's reconnected with Monica. Michael will always be his first child.
Right.
You know how to do that. But I loved that yesterday was, when Sam was saying, every time I turn around, you're on the phone. When Sonny and Carly call, you answer the phone instead of paying attention. And I love the fact that Jason was like, no, I'm going to show you that I'm committed to our conversation, that I love you and the boys. And he kept putting Sonny through voicemail. The problem is that, Jason, you should have been doing this for a long time. Because in the midst of all this, Sam has been shot. She's put her life on the line. She almost was raped. At the same time, your child was kidnapped. It's like, and then today, for those who didn't see it, I'm just going to say this. Elizabeth and Sam had a scene together. Again, was not prepared for this. Right. But at the same time, here's where you as a General Hospital fan understands why this scene had to happen. Because, remember, Jason and Elizabeth has a child, Jake. Y'all remember Jake. And he forfeited. He said because of his life, he wanted Lucky and them to raise Jake. Okay. You gave up. You forfeited that because of the life. Right, because of the lifestyle you chose, Jason. You could have gotten out of this. You had plenty of opportunities to get out. That's what Sam was saying, is that, yes, it doesn't, some people adapt to that lifestyle and question it after certain things start happening. Like Carly. I don't like how they rewrote Carly. And this goes back to the Nell thing, but with Carly and her saying, all of this stuff, Carly, you didn't choose this life either. You wanted it, you did, but there was times you did not want it. A la when you got shot in the head and when Morgan was being born. Oh, when Michael was kidnapped and y'all thought he died. By the way, Tamara Braun was robbed of an Emmy that year. I'm just saying. When, there was a couple of things. Obviously, when Morgan died. And now because, what happened with Dev, that's trickling. What happened to Cameron, who cheated death yet again. Oh, my God, this show, whew, it goes. But it's like they, again, we said this on the show. When all these shows come back, and this included Days, because Days had took off too, these shows would need to do something to bring the audience back. And the thing is that, yeah, Bold did something that was very talked about. Yeah. They did something.
Carolyn, you missed that one, but
now. Well, yeah, they'll feel you. Young and the Restless was like, you know what? We're going to do this. And, yeah, there's some things that are working and some things that aren't working, but they got some people over there to help Josh now. So, God be the glory. General Hospital was like this. Oh, that's cute. Guess what? We're about to come out swinging. And Days of Our Lives was like, you know what? We're still the only ones left that hasn't really done classic episodes. But when we come back, we're not going to do social distance. And we got Jack K. But that's later next year, so that doesn't count right now. But it does, for PR purposes. That's great. But I mean, General Hospital, and the fact that, like I said, Jeannie Francis deserves all of the story. She is the heart and soul of that show. And I'm glad that they're doing it. Hopefully they do it justice. And I need Mama Leslie to come make an appearance, Zoom it. I don't,
Yes, I do.
But
I'm hoping that too.
Yeah, but the scenes with Lulu, her head, and she's talking Maxie, and and Dante, that she realized, the whole thing about Dustin. Oh my gosh, like she was gonna get proposed to. He died. If you've seen This Is Us, it was sort of reminding me of that. The fact that Lulu still had feelings for Dante, and she was able to mouth that she loved him before he left into a coma. This show really tugs at your heart. It's getting interesting. We got Sonny back in business. It's so much going on. But like I said, there's some stuff that's bad. But other than that, General Hospital's been on fire lately.
It has. And it has turned a certain story that we all looked twice at, and you know what? The young foursome, and it made it a little more interesting.
Well, it did, because I think, the fact that Willow, Chase, Sasha, and Michael, the fact that Chase and Sasha, duped Michael and Willow. But this is, okay, so let me explain this story to you, and David, you can fill in it too. This is one of the stories that I personally was like, why are they going to have Willow and Michael? Because technically speaking, I mean, the baby custody battle really should have had Lucas. By the way, we got a new Lucas. Hey, it should have been Lucas versus Michael. To me, I didn't understand why Michael had to marry Willow and why all of this had to happen. This story, what we have here with Sasha, Willow, Chase, and Michael, this goes to show when you take some time off and you rethink about the mistakes, you can actually craft it into making it a good one. Because, Michael and Willow was going to have feelings for each other. Duh. You knew that was coming. So that was going to be hard for Willow to kind of go back to Chase. But what made it more interesting is Sasha, in my opinion, because all of the disappointment, which is the curse from Michael, because as we all know, Michael's fiancés usually gets killed or dies. Just saying, him and Maxie, okay. But the fact that Sasha started taking drugs and then she almost died. Woo! That was intense too.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if she was coming or going. But now that everybody knows, it's like, okay, where do you go from here? And Willow's like hurt because she thought that her and Sasha was friends. And I'm like, oh, Willow, oh, girl. Like, Take it away, David.
Yeah. You explained that pretty well. I think it made it a little more interesting. Now I think the ante's up. Now they're in a place where they don't know where to move. I don't think anyone wants to hurt anybody anymore.
I mean,
what do you think, Candice? Nothing's changed feeling-wise.
Nothing's changed, but now it's sort of like, okay, can they go back to, like, how do you get back into what you thought was the reality, but it's not the reality. The reality is that because of a decision, sort of like another show, sort of when you make a decision, you live with that decision until you find out the truth, and then it's like, oh, crap, what did I just do? And can I go back to what originally I was going to do, which is Willow and Chase and Michael and Sasha. But now because of all this, because obviously Willow and Michael has feelings for each other, and now, right. Chase is like, I've been without you for a hot minute. Could be the possible baby daddy of Brooklyn. Just mark that down.
Not what?
Chase down. He's a potential suspect in knocking up Brooklyn. Yep. Just saying.
And I don't think an annulment is the easy one because they consummated their marriage.
They sure enough did.
So they have
and
to
they
go
had an
through...
almost witness.
Yep.
They have to go through regular divorce court.
Yes, they do. So they
and by the way, I'm also a lawyer. Just saying. Just saying.
So,
anybody needs me, I'm good.
So they got a whole year to work this out. But I was kind of surprised with Carly and Michael yesterday.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm talking about, right? She says,
"Yeah,
don't rush into it because all of you are you're all such good people, and you had the best of intentions. All of you did."
Okay, I need for a pod Carly to go away, because that's who this person is a pod person. Because Carly would not say that. Considering what she pulled, no. Okay, you mean to tell me that this woman who slept with her mother's husband, okay, slept with AJ, slept with Sonny because she couldn't get Jason, okay, slept with Alcazar. You mean to tell me, and she's like, oh, you guys are so good people. Oh, give me a break. Carly, go sit somewhere. This is not you. I don't know who. That's one thing I will say about General Hospital that I'm not feeling. I love Laura Wright. I've always have since loving. But my gosh, I don't know who this Carly person is anymore. I don't know if she's the sacrifice for the whole Sonny Jason trifecta. I don't know. Trifecta, I'm sorry. I just don't understand Carly right now. Because first and foremost, we all know Nell's probably still alive. So to me, it's like, okay, Michael is your firstborn. Like that's a story in itself. Is that I understand you want to make sure that your child is okay, but he's a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
So let him handle this. You can be there for moral support, but honey, you got to let him go. And I need for GH to have him be addicted to medication or some booze. He's a Quartermain, for crying out loud. Quartermain being addicted is in their DNA. Just saying.
I wonder if that's going to happen within this year.
Well, it needs to happen now. Like, it needs to happen next Friday. Like, we secretly. Now, that's something. Now, here's something. General Hospital, I know you've been trying to do it, but I wouldn't mind if you actually have a flashback of Michael actually drinking. But nobody knows about how bad it is, even though we got too many alcoholics already on General Hospital with Alexis. But still, hey, Three's the crowd. Join in, Michael. So, but yeah, but General Hospital is really, it's really getting interesting, and I hope they continue to do this coming, within the new year coming. Right now, I feel as though General Hospital, out of the 4 soaps, they really took the time to craft everything to make sure that the audience was taken care of. And, like I said, this year with the whole corona thing, it was a curse and a blessing. Curse is obviously what has happened in the world, but a blessing is to get a reset, to redo certain scripts and certain, things. So I applaud GH for doing that.
So you agree with Soap Opera Digest?
Well, for Best Soap?
Best Soap this year?
Best Soap this year, yeah.
Well, it's GH.
GH, yeah. They've come a long. I mean, if you would have told me back in, March, April, when they found, when they wrapped up before they went on, to break and whatnot,
right.
If you would have told me that I would be like cheerleading, I would be like really happy for this show. I would be like, did Tony Geary come back? Did Chad Brandon come back? Did, they redeemed the fact that Alan Quartermain is not really dead, that we've been living in an alternate universe? I would have been like, okay, I probably would have said it. But the fact is that, you brought back Holly, you brought back Jackie Temple, you brought back Taggart. You're crafting the stories to where it's interesting. And each day is must-see TV for me with General Hospital, because I have to find out what's going on. I have to find out, did Julian really die? Is Ava really, and that's another thing is that, love Mar West, but they redid Ava's character. Ava's character was a badass. Like, she, so I don't want Love to completely change her, but I don't, that's occurring that I want to see.
You want her tamed a little bit.
I want her tamed, but not too tamed. She's still Ava Jerome, okay? Let's not forget that. So to me, I feel as though this show, like I said, there's some things that still needs adjusting, but other than that, it's really good.
It is. It has surprised me a lot. Now, my question is, I heard from another podcast that Jeannie is off contract, but she offered to come back and work. Where did I hear it?
I heard that, okay, so I heard a couple of things. One, I heard that she was, she was placed on contract, then she went off contract. So I think she's back on contract, but then again, not too sure because of this crazy year.
Right.
But either way, I'm just glad to see her on my screen.
I am too. Very much. Well, I'm surprised Will didn't get back in. Huh.
Oh.
He must have lost his juice.
I'm trying to reach him
Okay.
on Twitter and direct message, but he's not responding.
No, he wasn't responding to me.
Well, as much as I want to say, because I know you guys are about to talk about Bold and Young and the Restless, but I'm going to say this real quick. Bold, you still continue to amaze me. I know a lot of people think that Mannequin storyline was crazy, but it got a lot of buzz. Shout out to Anika Noel, because she did her thing as the Mannequin and as Hope. Matthew Atkinson, baby, you better get an Emmy nod next year, because, my God, you've come a long way from Austin of Young and the Restless to being a leading man. Scott Clifton, Jackie, all of you guys are both. You guys are amazing over there, and I know what people are going to say. I'm pimping it. But to me, creative-wise, the publicity of this Mannequin thing was smart. Young and Restless, I just got a couple of things to say. I love the 12,000 episode week. I was not prepared for flashbacks. I got teared out when I realized that I am getting older. because I do remember when all these kids was kids, and the flashbacks. I'm like, oh shoot, I know exactly that. And the music, Beth Maitland. When am I getting a Beth Maitland Christmas CD? When am I getting a Beth?
I know.
Seriously, like. And anytime that Jess Walton is on TV, that is a must-see television event. That's a television event. So
it is. It really
all right.
is.
So I'm gone. I'm going to do my thing. Guys, it's been a blast. I love you guys. You guys take it easy. Wear a mask. Be healthy. Be safe. And also, happy holidays. In case we don't come back. I think we're going to be back before that. But, yeah. So,
we'll be back.
When will we be back next, David?
January, I think.
Okay.
Because the next Thursday.
We got to do our best and worst. We have to do our best and worst.
We'll do that in January.
Okay. Well, you have a great holiday, Candice, and congratulations on your star.
We'll see you soon, honey.
I'm not a star. Look. I'm not a star. I'm just me.
But you're army.
Well, your star shines pretty bright.
Thanks, guys. I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys put the energy in me. So all right, I'm out. Everybody have a good night, and talk to you later. Bye.
We'll see ya.
Okay, David. I guess it's just you and I. So.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Carolyn. I'm going to brief you. Bold and the Beautiful.
I'm going to ask. Okay. And I'll
take some
notes,
ask Carolyn.
Okay, I will. We'll just
you ready?
Lead me in. You lead me in. Go ahead.
Okay. On Bold and the Beautiful, what do we know coming in? They were the first soap back on the air after things tamed down with the coronavirus. Am I right? Yes.
I'll say yes.
They were the first soap back.
And they were going to have blow-up dolls and mannequins. Okay.
And
I saw a couple of them. Whatever came of that.
Now you know that they got a lot of buzz. They got a lot of buzz from all over about them having blow-up dolls and significant other spouses coming on.
Right.
So they played it on themselves, and they made a mannequin a character.
Okay.
So this is it. So as Candice explained, one of the actresses, Annika Noel, who Matt Atkinson, who plays Thomas Forrester, has always been interested in. The mannequin looks like her. And he's beginning, and you're hearing he's hearing voices coming from her saying that, oh, you want me. You know what you have to do with Liam. He hears her talk to him. But, well, all of that, I mean, and he thinks he's going nuts. And the thing is, there were very nice special effects because if they did a close-up on the mannequin, you could see the mannequin's eyes go bloodshot.
Okay.
So what we're playing on here is there is something going on with Thomas. This is a medical story.
Okay. So that's
right.
That's the twist. Okay, that's the twist.
That's the twist.
That's a good concept.
That's a good concept. He is. Last I knew, he was having he had collapsed when Hope found out. He was in his apartment with the mannequin and Hope's trying to talk him down because she found him yelling at the mannequin.
Oh.
And so Thomas, I'm right here. She's talking about, and she's not you, and he just petered out and collapsed. So I think we're looking at he's having seizures, and there's a possible, I'm thinking a brain aneurysm that is making him delusional. That, and he did hit his head.
Well, that's very clever to twist that into the storyline. I saw on one of the feeds they had Taylor, and I thought that had they had her on as a mannequin as well.
That was way back when that was some
when
years
it first
ago.
started.
Yeah.
No. This was recent. This was recently, and they showed. I forget which social media they had it on, and actually, she looked really, really good. They said that it was, and I didn't know if they were going to put it in the storyline or not.
Well, they might have. I mean, they do use those mannequins, and you know how they're doing. They're shooting them with the mannequins. They're doing like three shots. So you got the front end of.
Denise Richards is on that show, right? And
yes.
She's got her husband on there. So how is that going?
Her husband or boyfriend.
No, it's her husband. No, they're married. They're married.
Yep.
They're married in real life.
He's doubling for Torsten K. And
okay.
He did that. He subbed for her. And there's been a lot of you don't see him, but sometimes you can tell that it's not really him because of the angle.
Okay.
So we have to suspend belief.
Oh, okay. So do you like what they've done? Do you like what they've done? Is it believable?
I think I do think it's believable because they're poking fun at themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, and if that's the one thing that's getting the buzz about, then you better make something about it.
Well, yeah, and they're clever enough to, everybody knows that this is, it's a workaround. It's a workaround.
Right.
We want to keep it moving, and hard for the writers, but I'm sure they'll find a way.
And you don't have to pay her.
Yeah. And they don't pay tax. And they don't pay taxes.
They don't pay. So the outside of that story, Hope's husband comes in, and he sees Thomas. He sees Thomas with his arms wrapped around what looks like Hope, and he thought Hope was having an affair with him when she wasn't even there.
Oh.
He had his arms around the mannequin, and Liam getting hurt blasted Hope for why was he kissing you? Why were you letting him kiss him? It says, I wasn't even here. And it says, then who? If it wasn't you, who was it? And she picks up the mannequin and shows him.
Oh.
And he's like, he looks like a deer in headlights because with that knowledge that he had in his head, thinking that Hope was cheating on him, he went back to Steffi and they did it.
Well,
so
like
it's
I
a
said,
mess.
It's a mess, but it's a clever twist, and it's going to keep everybody on their toes, the writers and the fans.
Yep, and now that he knows, he wants to tell Hope the truth, but Steffi doesn't want to let that out.
Yeah.
Because, they're stepsisters, and
she wants to keep the
Liam's got one daughter with Steffi and one with Hope. So with her,
she wants to keep the intrigue moving.
He wants to keep it moving. He wants to come clean, but I don't know. That might break her But I think what they want to do is they want to try and put Thomas and Hope together in this story because she's going to be there with him during the recovery. She feels bad.
Okay.
She was there. She called the 911 for him, and he's being taken care of.
Oh, there you go.
So that is the main concern that's going on right now with the Bold and the Beautiful. Other than that, in the Shrubbery line, you got the doctor that treated Steffi for her illness, Dr. John Finnegan, who is becoming a love interest for Steffi. But when he finds this out, I don't know. He's just new, so I don't know how he's going to take it. So it's something. Can you imagine doing this in the 80s? I mean,
no. No.
Can you taking the mannequin to the 80s? So the coronavirus has sort of inspired new material, you could say, probably.
Yeah, well, the mannequins of years ago and today, I mean, some of them, they're unbelievable. They cost thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, they use real hair, and I know I've read where they originated, I think, in Japan, and they cost up $30,000. I mean, they talk, they feel real. It's unbelievable. I don't know if they're doing that in the soap operas, but I think it's a clever way working around it.
It is a clever way. And before we get into it, I know Days. Well, we didn't get into trouble with Days. Days' protocol is that, if I remember correctly, everyone is tested in their car before they come in.
Right. Well,
I think they're doing it more often.
I read somewhere that Days has, 3 months in advance in the can? So they're all right to what we're in December. I read somewhere that they're good until
I don't know
February
now.
or March. Yeah.
I'm not sure about now. 3 months?
That's what I read. They said they're good.
They were working fast.
Yeah, they lucked out. They may not be as. How far advanced were they filming before? 6 months.
6? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 months. So what happened is that they're leaving a lot of it to choice over at Days. Whatever the actor feels comfortable doing, they're leaving it up to them. They're making sure everyone is tested. And I do know for certain Eric Martzoff's wife was called to Days. So she may be subbing in scenes for Stacey.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I know she was called today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
now on the
other
soap operas on the other soap operas like The Bold and the Beautiful, like I've noticed on Days, their hairstyles, they say that they're doing their own hair, they're doing their own makeup. I mean, I've seen a little bit of that because they've been complaining about Marlena and the gray hair showing and this and that. So what's happening on the other soap operas like The Bold and the Beautiful? Because they're usually so glamorous. What's going on there? Have you noticed any changes?
With hair and makeup?
And the way they
when
look.
They first came back, I think everyone had to do their own.
Okay, yeah.
Until it was all, they had it down.
Right.
So, with the shields. But touch-ups, I think touch-ups have to be done themselves. And
So there are subtle changes you can see. I mean, they're using the blow up dolls.
Yeah.
And they're not looking as glamorous. But the story
And now,
lines,
and now with the new protocols, I think were set in motion starting Tuesday because of it getting there. So, and the reason for budget cuts mainly is because my guess is that COVID-19 protocols sort of add stress to the budgets.
Well, sure. I mean, it's a domino effect, and they've shut down California, or they're trying to. It's really bad there. So it's all a domino effect. It's going to affect. Well, look at today. They said that Ellen, I guess they're shutting her whole studio down, and she hasn't had an audience for months. So there's a problem there.
Yeah, they have to work on it. So it's everything. So that's basically what's going on in B&B. Otherwise, you got Denise Richards' character, Shauna, in competition with her best friend, Quinn, over Eric. Quinn thinks that Shauna's after him now, and Shauna's trying to trying to make peace and have Eric bring Quinn home because she misses Quinn as a friend. So that's just a mess. But the main focus, I think, has always been on that mannequin right now. Believe it or not.
Are they going to have what is it for the mannequins? Are they going to give any of them an Emmys?
Oh, can you imagine? I think the mannequin is Emmy.
Oh, you never know. You never know.
You never know.
Gotta give it to somebody.
You do.
So is it just women? Is it just? Do they have any male mannequins?
I haven't seen any male mannequins.
Oh, they've only got the females. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So over on the others, on Young and the Restless, we have come in. As long as we're talking about the coronavirus.
Right.
This is what they've done. They've taken it to another step. One of the actors, Donnie Boaz, who plays Jill's grandson, Chance.
Okay, Chance, okay.
Right, okay. He has come down with the coronavirus.
Oh, so they're introducing it right into the storyline then.
No, you're not following.
Okay.
He's
in real life?
The actor.
In real life.
The actor.
Okay.
The actor had come in, and he plays opposite of Melissa Ordway's character, Abby, Ashley and Victor's daughter.
Okay, yeah.
So Melissa Ordway plays Abby. So, in a wrinkle that they took it upscale, in Donnie's absence was actor Justin Gaston, who is Melissa Ordway's real-life husband.
Oh, okay.
So they can show, and they were showing their courtship, and they showed their marriage. And it was nice, and I want to take you back, because I don't know if you remember your days, but Justin Gaston was the original Ben Weston.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes.
And,
interesting.
And this time, watching Abby and Chance's courtship and their wedding with the 12,000th episode, it showed that it wasn't all acting. You saw real love between Melissa and Justin. And it was nice to see. Donnie is back, but I'm not sure when he's going to air yet. But as today, Justin was still on. But he took his normal 14 days. I think he was tested negative and asymptomatic. No, positive and asymptomatic. Sorry.
Well,
So
in
he
some
was
areas,
quarantining.
in some areas, I saw the CDC has changed the guidelines. The quarantine now, instead of 14 days, is 7. So there'll be changes across the board with that.
Yep, I heard that.
And I'm sure
too.
they'll be up on that. That will make it a little easier.
And
so you like the way the story you like the way the storyline's going with Y&R?
I am liking Abby and Chance because, I don't know, maybe because with Justin stepping in and showing some real love between you can actually see the real love between them, and they don't have to do much, and they can be close.
Yeah.
They can be close. Just like
So what's happening with Victor?
Hold on before I get to that. It's all that I just want to show you what they did. Since it's a union of 3 top Genoa City families.
Okay.
Because Abby is a Newman and she's an Abbott.
Right.
And Chance is a Chancellor.
Okay.
So, and then they brought Trisha Cast back for a while, who plays Chance's mother, Nina.
Okay.
She came back, and that was nice to see her and watching her party up with the Abbotts and the Newmans, and it was nice to see. And let me see. So you want to know?
Yeah. Well,
with Victor,
what is the conflict now? Is it with the younger, like the next generation? What's happening with Victor? I mean, I'm playing the devil's advocate here. Trying, there's people out there that haven't watched it. Some fans haven't watched it, for forever. So it's interesting. Right. I see it that there's always been conflict between the families and a tug of war over the corporations. So what's happening right now?
Well, right now, Victor is being accused of setting Billy up for an attempted murder on Adam.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, here's what went down. There was a shooting intended for Adam, but Chance was on the job, and he saw the gun, and he blocked it. So Chance was the one who got shot. It was meant for Adam, but Chance got in the way and blocked it. So right now, Billy is facing trial for attempted murder.
Okay.
And they think that maybe Victor has doctored something.
Yeah, well.
To make it look like he'll fall.
Right. Victor the manipulator.
Adam and Chelsea were on their way out of town, but Chelsea has developed an ailment. She's got a growing aneurysm in her brain that she hit her head earlier in the year, and she hasn't been right since. and she has to go see the doctor.
Okay.
She's afraid.
Yeah.
Victoria is being a pain in the ass.
As always.
She's trying to be her father.
Right.
But she can't. No one can be her father.
Right.
I don't think even Adam can be his father, but and there's
a lot to live up to. Yeah, a lot to live up to.
There's a lot to live up to. So we know that's what's sort of been going on right now. Kevin and Chloe have a new little boy they named Miles. And let me see.
And what's happening with Nikki? What's happening with Nikki?
Nikki is standing by Victor's side and all of this with Adam. But, all right, do you remember when we interviewed Courtney Hope from Bold and the Beautiful? Well, she is now on Young and the Restless.
Oh, okay.
In her character of Sally, Spectra, she took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So she.
Okay, so they brought Sally back. Okay.
They brought Sally back, but only on Y&R, and to mess it up with the younger set. And she's proving interesting.
In what way?
She's working for Fenmore's, but she wants to go after the job that Summer, that's
the daughter?
Yeah, that's Nick and Phyllis's daughter.
Right.
She's got the job that Sally wanted with Lauren. And she's going to try and get it from her.
And is Lauren still as feisty as ever?
Yeah, a little bit. It's nice to see her back on more. You don't really get to see her, Tracy and Christian, back on so much because it's always Newman Abbott. But it's nice to see them back on more, and I'd like to see them back on more. I don't know if it's their choice or not, but I'd like to see more.
Back, right? Tracy's back, right?
Tracy is back. She sang at that wedding she sang at Abby's wedding. Beautiful voice.
Well, I think she always
did. Voice.
I've heard her, over the years. Yeah. So I guess I think I read somewhere she's happy to be back. There was a lot of, all this bashing and bullying and all that's old now. But I know they gave her a really hard time there a couple of years ago. And I've always liked her. She's always, been stable, and I've always liked her character. I remember way back when she was married to Brad. Is Brad still around?
No.
No,
Brad was killed.
Oh, well, you see how over the loop I am.
That's why you see Don Diamond on Bold.
He's on the Bold and the Beautiful. Yeah. Mind you, I preferred his character on the Y&R. I've seen him a little bit on Bold. I don't know. What do you think?
I've seen him before he came on Y&R.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, what was he doing?
He started on Days.
Oh, really?
When he was Yep.
And what part did he play on Days? What did he play on Days?
Carlo Forenza.
Oh, for goodness sake. Huh. Well, you're very knowledgeable and you follow.
Oh, yeah, I was watching then. So, it was nice seeing him jump
Well,
it's
that
hard
was
to
great
believe.
for him. He was the pool boy in the Abbott household when he linked up with
when he
Tracy.
First started there.
Yes. Oh, so they killed him off. Okay.
Yeah.
But Nikki's she's the doting mother and grandmother, right? So and she's aligning with Victor again.
Who is Nikki?
Nikki.
Yeah, she's aligning with him.
Yeah.
Because she's working side by side with Victoria at Newman. Victor
so
is supposedly retired.
Which of the offspring do you like from Nikki and Victor? Are any of them? Are they standing up to Victor? What's going on with the children?
There's a lot of indifference, and there's jealousy among. They don't. Victoria and Nicholas and Abby, they don't trust Adam. Adam signed an agreement to dissolution himself from the Newman family.
Okay.
It's almost like a divorce.
And what about Sharon? Where's Sharon in the mix?
Sharon is recovering from her cancer.
Okay.
And she and Ray are set to be married on New Year's Eve.
Oh, goodness, okay.
Yeah. So, but we're not sure it's going to happen because there's speculation that Ray was the actual one shooting.
Oh, well, that's quite a twist.
That there's speculation. I don't want that to be. I'm rooting for this wedding. I am not.
Okay.
But she's sort of connected. Sharon is so connected with Adam. She helped get him in the sanitarium for trouble. Because he was trying to kill all his family and not taking anything. So Sharon helped Victor get him committed for observation. He's out.
Okay.
And they didn't keep him, so it was only 72 hours.
Right.
The one thing that's bothering me, because they're trying to come up with who could have shot him, and Candice and I were on it, and we thought it was Sharon and Nick's daughter, Faith, the preteen, because when an article came out that said that Sharon was switched at birth, that Faith was switched at birth, and she didn't know all this and made her feel bad. So I don't know how Candice feels, so it can go either way.
Okay. Well, Sharon's always tried. She's kind of always been the orphan child and has tried to, kind of get out on her own and make it's always been a tug of war there.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm sure she would try and protect her child. So.
Yeah, she'd probably try to.
But that would be an interesting twist.
It would be a nice twist.
Yeah.
So, are there any questions you have? How has the coronavirus affected your day?
Yeah, is Jabot still around? They were into the beauty end of things. So, is it still the tug of war with the corporations?